Welcome back to 92.1 FM Persona Radio, your best information station. Still with I Can Speak and with me and also Zulfa. We're still talking about stoic social media detox that we said before. Social media can bring a lot of kind of impact to our life. Maybe some of them are positive and some of them are negative. And let me ask you about your daily social media activity. Like how long? How many hours, how many social media that you spend in a day?
Well, I don't get a track, like an exact track of how much I spend there, but I would say around more than 10 hours a day.
I think. Yeah, you think. Yes. Right? Like how many platforms that you active in?
Mostly three, so YouTube and then Instagram and then TikTok and also WhatsApp as the messaging platform. And yeah, that's all about it. But sometimes I do spend time lots on social media just by scrolling. Yeah, scrolling something.
But if you can choose one social media that you can use it for the rest of your life, that which platform that you're gonna choose?
For what purpose exactly? You have to make it exact.
I mean, like for all of the purpose, since you only can use one, so like the only one that you can use. If you choose one, the rest will disappear.
Okay, well, take a little consideration. So if I choose WhatsApp, we can only do some texting, communicating, and then perhaps interacting through watching some stories and sharing it. But that's all about it.
Yes.
Because we couldn't get some kind of reels updated. Feeds.
We only can see like someone's story, like each of us, something like that, right?
Just that's all about it, right? No FYP or something like that. And so if we choose TikTok, not all people use TikTok.
Right.
Even in my own circle, they do not have a TikTok application.
They don't?
They don't.
Nowadays?
Yeah.
Why? Why they don't have it? I mean, like,
yes.
For what reason?
Maybe it's just my assumption. But maybe they are more interested and feel enough or adequate with watching or using Instagram, I would say.
Okay.
Yes. And so, come to a conclusion, I think if I were given one choice to use one platform only for the rest of my life, I think I would go with Instagram.
Okay. I think I have the same answer with you. I'll choose Instagram because me personally, I have a TikTok application, of course, but I don't really active to produce some content on TikTok. I don't really good at dancing or make some a day in my life, get ready with me or something like that. I don't really have a passion on that. But with Instagram, I think we just can post some random photos of ourselves, maybe just take some selfies with our friends, or maybe just about the nature. It's as simple as that. But when we're talking about TikTok, it's more complicated. We need to make it as a video, even though there's only a pitch store. Sometimes you can use like a song, like something
I see.
Something like that. But in Instagram, we can do like just not take it that serious. For me. And have you also noticed like people on the different platform have a different character?
Yes, I've heard that. When it comes to the comment section of the exact same video, some say that, ini pengguna dari FB udah mulai munculan, or TikTok users and FB users, and they have like these different characteristics of sharing their opinions.
I do recognize like people on X are more criticism. They're more like they judge a lot.
Critical,
People on X, they judge a lot, and I assuming that people on X are more have a deep ideology about life, about some topic, something like that. People on X are more deeper.
Okay.
The people on Instagram, they just, I don't know.
Chillax, I would say.
I don't know. They're more like, okay, let's say this, say that, and don't easily get offended. But people on TikTok is a little bit easily got offended. Like I ever do a comment on, I a little bit forget about how men dress up.
Okay, I see.
How men dress up. Like, there's a picture of a man who's wearing a long sleeve batik, but he compare it with jeans.
Okay, so
people,
like matching it with the jeans.
Yeah. People assuming in the comment section like a long sleeve batik not supposed to be compared with the jeans.
Okay, I see.
It's supposed to be compared with like just a pants, like a regular pants, kayak yang berbahan kain kayak gitu kan. And then I put my opinion. Oh, it's a good thing though. Kayak ya bebas juga kan, fashion tidak ada aturan baku.
That's true.
Di zaman yang sudah berkembang ini, selama menurutnya itu nyaman, ya sudah, kita bisa menggunakan aturan kita masing-masing dalam berpakaian. It's not the wrong things, right? Like like we have our own opinion about how we dress up, and people hate me. Yeah,
for sharing that opinion.
Ya, enggak lah, harusnya batik lengan panjang kan untuk acara formal, jadi harus dengan celana panjang hitam lalala something like that. Okay, I got your opinion, but maybe that's how you dress up, not my something like that.
I see.
People hate me even more.
Okay, I think it would deal with when it comes to different social media platforms, there is this preference. Of which age groups would love to choose, would prefer which social media platform. Right?
I do agree.
Let's take an easiest example of the Facebook itself. Mostly nowadays, the users that are active in Facebook are those who are, married. Let's say
like,
bapak-bapak gitu
parubaya
kan.
ke atas.
Yes,
gitu
like
ya.
30, 40 something, right? And then, for Gen Z like us, we tend to love Instagram or TikTok even more. But I would say that when it comes to TikTok, mostly people who are younger than us.
Yeah, younger than us.
Yeah, that's why when it comes to commenting, they love to be a little, subjective. And really take it too seriously on certain topics, and they do not think of the overall general perspectives, I would say.
Yeah. Since you're talking about like some platform, the users are from a different age. I ever asked Philip and Hannah, the foreigner.
I see.
I ever asked like, we're in Indonesia, mostly to do a conversation, we use WhatsApp, right? For our daily. Like sometimes we're also doing a direct message on Instagram.
Yeah.
But when I ask them, what is the most platform that you use for conversation? They say they use Messenger Facebook.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, they use it.
Wow.
They install WhatsApp when they come to Indonesia.
Oh.
But when Hannah saw me, like, all of the conversation, all of the group, like a group family, her conversation with her boyfriend, even she used a Messenger Facebook.
Messenger, I see.
Yeah, I can see like a lot. When I open my Messenger, I struggling because I realized that I don't have Messenger anymore. So I opened it through my Facebook. And then I saw like there's nothing on my Messenger. Like there's nothing. But when I saw her Messenger, it's a full of conversation and something like that. So, wow. So in your country, it's more common using Facebook Messenger, because a lot of people like, their populasi mereka kan tidak sebanyak itu. Jadi kebanyakan Gen Z dengan orang dewasa juga tidak setimpang itu jumlahnya. Jadi banyak Gen Z yang mengikuti orang dewasa yang sudah terbiasa menggunakan Facebook Messenger, jadi mereka mengikutinya ke arah sana. It's maybe a little bit different from Indonesia, which is we have a lot of Gen Z, we have a lot of millennial. That's why maybe a lot of mature and old people try to adaptive with a younger, someone who's younger. Maybe that's the differences.
Yeah, that's the case. Going back to the previous assumptions that because there are this age groups preferences on social media. When some people who are familiar with some certain platform, let's say they are more familiar with Facebook, and then they come trying to use Instagram, and then they comment there. It looks so obvious.
Yeah, it looks so obvious. Yeah, even. Not only when they do a comment on the platform, sometimes the things that they show on the different platform have a different image. Like when I post something like on my story in WhatsApp, I'm not really think about it. Like I'm gonna share everything in my WhatsApp stories, like maybe some silly videos, some sad videos, or even something's going on in Wonosobo. Like back then, Wonosobo have a flood. a float. So I just share a video about one who having a float, something like that, right? But in Instagram, most of people try to look more aesthetic.
I see.
Yeah,
I can relate.
In Instagram, they think like maybe 3 or 4 times to post something, right? Rather than on their WhatsApp.
Yes.
Even though it's the same story, it's gonna disappear after 24 hours. But maybe they took longer to think about it, about something that they're gonna post on Instagram.
Yes, especially the captions too.
The captions too.
Somehow when I enter different platforms, I have like different vibes.
Yeah, I have different vibes.
And I would say that the Instagram one have this very a little bit more classy vibes. That's in my opinion.
Yeah. Like to post something, I need to pass some certain rules.
Yeah, and considerations on what to post, what pictures, what videos, and the captions as well.
Yeah, the caption as well. That's why maybe not only when they're commenting, but when they post something on social media, it's also make a different kind of image. Like people on TikTok, they're more lebih niat kali ya kalau
more
mungkin
intentional.
More intentional because they need to do a video mostly. Like people more interesting on the video on the TikTok. Like they love to share an information on TikTok. They love to share their daily activity on TikTok.
Yeah,
they're not sharing something like I want to look good. In Instagram, I want to look good.
Indeed.
I want to look like education. I want to look like I'm super smart, like I'm holding a book and something like that. I'm on the nice cafe with the nice background. But on the TikTok, people want to look like they're attractive, right? On the TikTok. That's why I think some of them not really use TikTok because they not really kayak nggak sejalan aja, nggak sesuai sama gaya hidupku. Jadi untuk beberapa orang mungkin such as your friend, such as my friend, I also have some friends who don't have a TikTok, even don't have the apps. Things that I don't really need the TikTok in my life.
Yep, that's true. So WhatsApp. No. Why are we talking about WhatsApp? Okay. So WhatsApp is a whole different concept, right?
Yeah.
And I think for TikTok, it is more for a pleasure, like you have like tons of different filters that you can try on in terms of video or in terms of just pictures, and then you share it with some music on. And then for the Instagram, you want to go more artistic.
You want to build your image.
So it's so good for personal branding.
Yes,
if you're good in educational field, if you are good at communication field, and then you are a speaker, because you are, right, and then you want to share lots of activities that you have been through for your personal branding, because I believe when you work on some certain, and when you apply to some institutions, they would maybe some of them would like look for your background from your Instagram, I think. And for Facebook, I think it's one of the platforms that I personally respectfully would say no, because the postings, like they love, people there used to love sharing things that they are not really essential, not so informative, even for like general daily activity, like they just been eating something and then they post the food that they eat. So, and that is posted on the main page.
The main page,
Yep, I think it's like, nope, I don't want to waste my time on this. So let's just stick to Instagram and TikTok.
That's why maybe people making a brain, like their images, making their images maybe too different from the reality. That's sometimes the toxic begin. When does the toxic begin? Like people assuming like they're perfect on the social media, they must be perfect on the real life. And when I see someone who's really perfect on the social media, it makes me want to do the same things.
Jealousy.
Yeah, the jealousy comes from that. And and the jealousy sometimes lead us to do something that unnecessary things to do. Like sometimes we don't really need to do that through our capacity, but we force it to make it the same way as someone that we're idolizing. Like that's why.
I believe you're familiar with this term, FOMO. Fear of missing out.
FOMO. Have you ever experienced someone who's doing a FOMO, or maybe you also look FOMO have a good side and also a bad side?
Yes, of course. Everything we do have both sides, perks and disadvantages.
Yes.
And fear of missing out can be in a terms of posting like some people that you think they're your role model, just posting something on cafes, like fancy cafes, and then you have this idea of maybe I should go there too.
Maybe like, if I go the same place as him, I'm gonna get famous as well.
Yeah. And then what they wear, what the people wear, you want to track on which e-commerce store that they've been through, and so I want to get that exact item as well. Or what is it about? But it can be in a positive and negative. That is the negative one, right? So you try your best to look like somebody else for that validation that is actually not real. And then for the positive one, if someone posting something's motivational, as if they've been doing something good, they've graduated or they've joined this exchange and blah 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 blah, you will get these inspirations of what if I do the same?
Yeah.
What programs did you go to? Like, what were the requirements? I want to apply as well. I think that's good. I mean, it depends on how you can filter those contents and can place your best self to join the FOMO things.
Yeah. Like sometimes also when people try to do a FOMO, they're even mainly to they're looking for about the validation. When someone FOMO about some stuff, they want to look like, I want people realize that I'm also rich, like I'm also capable to afford some expensive, like a fancy stuff, something like that. Like I want people saw me as someone who do traveling a lot. It's full of looking for a validations. Like the validation is the most thing that they're looking for. That's why maybe the most common things it happen in Indonesia, it's every time the new iPhone come up.
Indeed.
People berlomba-lomba. Apa sih bahasa Inggrisnya berlomba-lomba?
People compete
each other to getting new iPhone, the new one, the most expensive one. That's why I think one of the most common things that we do see in social media a lot, it's about like, I want have the same gadget as him. Like people use this gadget, why I'm not. People wear that kind of shoes, why I'm not. Something like that. It's happened a lot in Indonesia, right?
Yeah. Jadi timbul rasa konsumsi yang tinggi ya jadinya.
Betul. Apalagi kadang bukan hanya timbul rasa konsumsi, kadang image yang dibangun juga bukan sesuatu hal yang memang punya tujuan yang baik. Let's say like some artists make their images because they work in front of the camera, they work as a representative of some brand ambassador and something like that. But when the people is not using it for the maybe professional purpose, it's not really necessary to bring that kind of image who expend a lot of money, right?
People love to wanting to look fancy.
People want to look fancy,
but not really considering wisely about their financial conditions. So when we see some people, they're wearing this and they're having this and then they're posting on social media, we don't know the whole story of how they got those things, you know.
Maybe they got it from pinjol. Maybe someone got it from judol.
Oh my god.
There's so many bad way to get money nowadays to make you look rich. Like, back then, like someone do flexing on the social media when they're doing like cryptocurrency and trading, something like that. When turns out he is one of the brand ambassador of the platform.
That's why.
That's why the platform want to he look rich. So people assuming, because I'm trading, I'm doing trading on the platform, he's become rich, I need to do the same thing if I want to get rich. Super short, super easy, just do a trading, something like that, right?
That's why coming back to my statement that we have to be selective,
really.
Know the filters, because not everything that is shown on social media are actually the reality.
The reality. But the one is the FOMO things that maybe I saw a lot on TikTok right now is people begging about saweran, right? People
How
do
is it?
silly things on the TikTok, like they're dancing.
Okay.
They're taking a bath with kayak mandi lumpur gitu-gitu.
Oh my god.
It did a lot, right? Like even ada beberapa orang yang berpakaian tidak selayaknya pada umumnya hanya untuk agar orang-orang nyawer gitu kan. It happens a lot on TikTok, right?
Okay, one of the so I've been scrolling around a couple of days ago and I saw this live TikTok. And so I saw this. I was curious about what are these men doing. They're literally like men, like bapak-bapak.
Bapak-bapak.
And they're like on this cottage. They've been dancing. I believe they've been dancing for hours non-stop because their shirts, they're soaked of sweat. Okay. So what are they doing?
Okay,
exactly, you know.
I mean, that's, people do a FOMO because like there's a one already success doing the same things and people try to copy it, like try to do the same thing because like he's only dancing for about maybe 8 or 7 hours and he just can't get rest, and when you get tired you're just dancing in front of the camera and then people are gonna give you some stickers with money, with ounce of money, and it's an easy things to do to get money.
But the way I see it, it's kind of unnecessarily pathetic. There are so many other ways for you to make money. Even though it's not the wrong thing to do, it's not stealing, it's not that you rob from the bank or something like that, but maybe there's a more proper way to looking for money. What I miss is that those people, they have potentials. Could be in the brain, could be in their energy. But why, instead of, you know, making the best use out of those potentials, they waste it on something that is kind of cringe.
It's more than cringe.
Oh my god, yeah, well, so, but I mean, the validation, in terms of validations, it's not just about being FOMO, but simply when you post something, you have this expectation, you have set this expectation to reach a certain number of likes and then comments, or simply like if you do not reach the 1K minimally followers, then you are not, what is it?
Famous enough,
something like that.
But the most weird thing is, even the most funnier and more funnier than that, is people still give you a gift when you're even doing a silly things, right? Like they just dancing, they're just put their body into some pole and something like that. They do silly things, they dress inappropriate, but why people still give them a gift? Like that's the biggest question in my brain. Why?
Unconsciously, they normalize those actions. Those contents.
People like us who using social media, without we realize, we normalize that kind of action, right? If you have ability, if you have more money to spend and you feel get bored, you can do with a more positive way. Like there's a lot of people who need your help. Like you can give someone a help for the one who really need it. Right, not someone who's just begging in front of you with the dancing. Like, please.
Well, so both in real life or social media life, because nowadays social media lives cannot be separated by modern people. So I think we have to be considerate of what we share,
about what we
say, of even how we respond to something, you know. And so I think we need to come into the topic of stoicism. So have you ever heard about stoicism before?
No, I don't. I never heard that word before.
Okay, so stoicism is a school of thought that supports you, or what is it, like facilitate you or help you to think, respond, and to perceive, and even to behave in a wise manner.
In a wise manner?
Yes, just to think about something. Simply do not overthink. The stoicism doesn't support that overthinking idea.
Why?
So because you only need to control what you can control and what you can do.
Right, I agree with that.
However, some people, because, you know, just like any other philosophical approaches, Stoicism has this stereotypes of that. So when you talk about Stoicism, you know, you live humbly, you live wisely, so you kind of stay on a safe track mode. And people might be thinking that it is something that deals with suppression of emotions, that you know, when it comes to control what you can control
what I can control,
do not overthink, meaning that some people might think it is dealing with you cannot express things that you have in your heart. But that is actually not true. Yeah, but as you know, when you hear some idea, when you hear some notion, people love to go controversial, right? Yeah. Some support it, some don't, and these some don't people who don't support the idea, they love to see it in an extreme point of view.
Oh, okay.
So the idea of Stoicism is that it's very simple, and it has been there since 2,300 years ago. So 300 before Common Era, BCE. Okay. BCE, yes, and it started in the Greek and then being adopted by the Romans. And I think it's really good because then we do not have to, make a fuss about things that are not necessary for our life. Let's take an easiest example. I want to go into the context of social media.
Okay.
So when someone posting something like flexing their wealth, something, and properties, for example, we might have this feeling of, and especially when we know that person.
When we know that person.
Yeah, when we are close to that person and then we know each other. And so, she or he has been there. She or he has owned this and that. And I'm still here. What was I been doing for this whole time? We are from the same age.
Yeah.
We are coming from the same start. Why are they already running so fast and I'm still, walking?
Oh, okay.
So, Stoicism here tries to help you to, that's okay. That's their thing. And this is your thing that you need to focus on. If you want to go there, if you want to reach that level, then you have to work even harder.
Okay.
But do not think too much about the jealousy sides. That's what it is all about.
Okay. I do agree with only focusing on the things that you can control. And not only about that, but I also agree not to really overthink about the things that we cannot control, right?
Yep.
Because sometimes we're too focused on something that we cannot control. We're focused on people's opinion because we can control people's opinions.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
The things that we can control is the way we respond it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So take a simplest example, and it is from my own experience.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, I was so not considerate. It was inconsiderate because I love to think about what other people think of me.
Yeah.
I love to consider that. Like when I say something, when I've done something, I always try to look and observe the people's reaction from the way they say it, from the way they think. Maybe I can have these kind of assumptions, and even from their very basic facial expressions. I overthink so much. But over time, as I overthink a lot, and then somehow my head literally get dizzy. And that is the moment where I feel like, no, it's not healthy at all. And so, that's true, That's true. But if you want to just go from being overly overthinking to become not overthinking at all, that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult.
So even when we're talking about Stoicism, it doesn't mean that I follow this Stoicism idea, or maybe you follow it already just by hearing the very basic definitions, because I'm not the expert here, and that we have to dig more information from research and journals that already published. And so, but the point is, I'm interested to know more about this philosophical thought because it helps us. Well, it has some good points too, right? I mean, if we think too much about what other people think, let's say you are on a race, right?
Yeah.
You should have focused on yourself. Like, how could you run?
Yeah, focus on your track.
Yeah, focus on
in front of you.
Yeah, right. So if there are some obstacles in front of you, you have to jump on each one of those, and you have to focus on your feet, not on people that are running beside you, right? It's impossible to, you have your feet running and then your eyes keep looking at your competitors, and so you will fall.
Yeah, you'll fall. Like if you're focusing on about what people already achieved, then how about you? Who's gonna think about you?
Yeah,
if you're not you.
They think about themselves, and you think about themselves. So who's going to take care of your own self? Yeah. That's all about it. Actually.
Yeah, I do agree about your statement before. Like even the Stoicism, right? The Stoicism is a good things to do. Like they told us to not really think about the people's opinion, focus on the things that you can control. But even though that's a good thing, it's not easy to do, right? It's not easy to do. Just because we know that's a good thing doesn't mean like let's just focus on ourselves. Sometimes we still look into people around us, like they already get rich, they already
get married.
doing that. Yeah, they already got married, they already have children, something like that. But the hardest thing is when something happened with people who's very close with us.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to compare, right? Especially when we're close to them, we know them as well, but when we know that they already changed so much and we still like this and have no change at all, it's hard for us to not compare. And sometimes when you know you're under a spotlight, that you know people looking at you all the time, when you know that people try to look something from you, it's hard to not think about what people think about you.
Yeah, like, because
their opinions sometimes matters.
Yeah.
But sometimes their opinions shape you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Their opinion shape you. Their opinion become the reason why you choose something. That's the dangerous one.
Yeah.
People's opinion become your way of life. That is the dangerous one.
So you live up to their expectations.
Yeah. Sometimes that's happen oftenly. And from me, I ever experienced that kind of things, like people look me like, oh my god, you're not gonna do bad things, you're gonna be always good and something like that. And if I do one mistake, in my opinion, I'm gonna mess up, like people not gonna look at me at the same way. It's something like that. But to be honest, like sometimes I also exhausted doing a good thing. Sometimes I just want to be me. Sometimes I just want to maybe do some silly things, some random things that I'm not gonna cause a harm for anyone else, but can I do mistakes in my life? Something like that. But when people look at me too much, sometimes I cannot explore a lot of things. Yeah.
And so, if you have seen lots of contents, FYP contents on TikTok or any social media platforms talking about stoicism, people, we call it stoic. Yeah, stoic. They're often represented as someone who is calm and composed. Because that's true. But it doesn't mean that those people, they cannot share their true feelings. Yeah. So, for instance, okay, let's say if you are in a group of people and then one of your besties, maybe one of your friends, they complained about something that you've done wrong, or they may be giving some false accusation about you and sharing his tantrum on you or something, the blame on you. You must feel, what is embarrassed for sure?
Embarrassed
and upset, because that is your close friend, and then you're being treated that way in front of people. And actually, stoic people, they can be mad.
Really?
Yeah, they can be mad. I mean, they're people, right? They can be mad. But the feeling of being mad shouldn't always have to be expressed by loud voices, by bad words, right? That's what it is. So, for example, this current viral content of this Islamic preacher in Indonesia. I wouldn't want to mention his name, although everyone knows who he is. Already. But it's really unnecessary here. We have to stay neutral here, right?
Yes.
And so in his preaching, he said something bad, which is immoral.
Yes.
Immoral. And then he directed to someone who is currently making money for his family, who is trying to provide for his family. And he said something like stupid. It translated literally. And then he said stupid. And then that person, from his facial expressions, we can say he's embarrassed, right?
He's embarrassed.
He's upset, and he's sad.
Yeah.
He's mad as well, probably. But did he just get mad and then say something screaming and then
he kept quiet?
No, right? He kept quiet, even smiled a little bit bitterly.
I can see the bitter from his smile.
Bitterness is there, but we can see it all. But he take a very wise step for not showing his true feelings. And that is where the stoicism lies.
Okay. Yes. I see.
So when you are confronted by this bad behaviors by someone towarding on you, and you can just, one, stay silent and then remain calm and composed, and two, you can speak up. You can speak your mind. You can make a clarification. You can make that what you do is wrong, but in a calm way, so that that person wouldn't see that you are triggered.
Yeah.
So where that is the stoicism say. So it doesn't mean that you cannot feel mad. No, because if something oppress you, if something oppress your natural feeling for not being mad, for not being upset, someday it will be like a time bomb.
Yeah. It's gonna be a time bomb. Like sometimes it's gonna be exploded really loud.
So stoicism doesn't limit the way you feel. It just direct you to express it well, redeem it well.
Okay.
To control.
I do agree, because when we heard about stoicism at first, maybe the definition, like, you have a full control about yourself, right? But doesn't mean because you have a full control about yourself, you don't allowed to express about a lot of feelings. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't get mad. Doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be embarrassed and something like that. But stoicism makes you express it in a nice way.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll also agree with the time bomb. If you're not expressing a lot of expression that you feels, it's gonna be exploded. Like,
someday.
when the exploded come, it's gonna be worse than the feeling that you feel at first.
Yep.
Yeah. Because sometimes when the opinion comes from someone who close from us, and opinion comes from someone who have a power, the impact's gonna be feel even more.
It's going to be more damaging.
Like because we're assuming, like, people who close from us, they know us really well, right? Because they know us really well, sometimes we're assuming what they say it's true. Just because in the fact that they're close to us. But it's not always be like that. Sometimes, even though they're close to us, not all of their opinion is right about us. When people who have a power say something to us, the things that make us the impact even more, it's we know that what he say can do something, right? From just about a word. But when it comes from someone who have a power, the impact could be different. Don't you agree about that?
I do agree. I completely agree. It's really impactful. It really is. Because both are good. Both are good.
Yeah. It's so scary.
Both bad and good. They can impact the way we behave after that.
Yeah. Maybe we're gonna talk about the way we expressing comment in the nice way after this commercial break.
Sure thing.
For Persona Inspire, don't go anywhere. Keep station on 92.9 FM Persona Radio, your best information station.
Speak in English.
I can speak. To be able to voice aspiration, we must be able to speak. So here is it. I can speak.
Hi, Persona Inspira still with us, and I Can Speak. We're still talking about stoic social media detox, which is we're already talking a lot about social media and how people behave on social media. I think, do you really think that we cannot live without social media right now, especially nowadays in this digital era?
Yep, I do think so. I personally cannot be separated by social media. I can't let myself not open my social media for 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, the way we entertain is have already a lot of ways. Sometimes we play video games, sometimes we watch a movie, listen to some music. But without social media, I think there's something less about. Like, we want to know what happened around us. We want to know what happened with this world, something like that, right? Yeah.
Now our life is separated into two. The real life and the virtual life.
Yeah, the virtual life.
So because it is part of our life, so basically we cannot get away from it.
But have you ever taken a break from social media? Like maybe for how long you're not touching social media?
Well, perhaps I have done it. Yeah, like 1 year or 2 years. So, but it was long ago when I was still in high school.
Oh, still in high school.
So I went into a bilingual boarding school, and we were not allowed to bring our phone there, but we are able to bring our laptop. So that is the exact same thing, because we can still access our social media.
Okay.
And but it is limited, limited in terms of time, limited in terms of availability, and so I think at that time I didn't get myself away from social media, but like limit my access to it. And also a couple of years later I graduated, and then there was this problem of I lose my Instagram account, which is the account that I adore so much, and then I lose it because I got this phishing, and so I took a break on social media for a couple of months, and then I opened a new one.
Okay, that's happened when you lost your social media, right?
Yes.
But maybe for all of us, it's a bit rare to not look into our social media. Me especially, maybe last year, I'm not using social media for a week.
What platform?
All
of it?
I'm not even using my Instagram. I'm not using my TikTok. I'm not even make a story on WhatsApp or Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever feel overwhelmed with your social media? That's the exact same thing like I feel.
Okay.
Because I feels like I'm too touched with social media. Like I do social media almost every time that I can. Like almost I have a spare time, like even take a shit or maybe just when I'm eating, and then I'm gonna scrolling the social media, and I feels like I'm overwhelmed, like too much information until I'm not focusing on myself.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm taking a break for about a week.
Okay, so I'm curious actually, for those whole week, what did you do if you were not playing your social media, opening your social media?
That's happened because I'm overwhelmed with the information. I simply doing another things like maybe playing video games, watching some movies, and things like that. Like I even hang out with my friends because I'm not even attached to my social media. So when I hang out with my friends, I make a rule like no one who's touching their phone, if they're an important thing, they're gonna call.
Okay.
So even if there gonna be 1,000 message, don't dare you to touch your phone.
Okay.
Don't dare. Kecuali kalau penting kan pasti telepon kan. Kalau telepon boleh baru. Jadi waktu itu 1 minggu yang lumayan attached. Dan aku menyadari bahwa even though we're hang out a lot with our friends sometimes, even though when we're hang out we're still holding our phone, right?
Yep.
And terus gunanya hangout bareng teman apa? Aku menyadari itu. Terkadang maka dari itu waktu 1 minggu itu aku merasa bahwa ya kalau kamu ingin spend a time with your friends, I think the right way is not really holding your phone. Karena esensi dari telepon genggam adalah menyatukan yang jaraknya jauh.
And you are already there, close.
And you're already there. Karena menurutku kalau kamu tujuannya menyatukan yang jaraknya jauh, dengan kamu megang HP, kamu malah menjauhkan yang jaraknya dekat.
Yeah, oh my God, that's true. Like creating a wall among you.
That's so sad. Even though my parent also playing social media sometimes, and every time we have a conversation, sometimes we still holding our phone, and I think it's not unhealthy way to make a connection with the closest one. Karena menurutku waktu makan adalah waktu yang menurutku cukup sakral, waktu bersama keluarga. Even though when we're watching television, sometimes we're still doing a conversation, right?
That's true.
When we're holding our phone, we focus on our own gadget. That's why for me it's mungkin take a break from social media once in a while. It's a good things to do.
And so personally, what did you feel after the whole week of not touching any of your social media, and was it effective to relieve your overwhelmed feeling?
Yeah. The negative one.
Okay.
The negative one when I off from my social media for a week is I miss a lot of viral news.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
I miss a lot of viral news. Like sometimes even though when I hang out with my friends, they start talking about something viral.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm clueless. Like I don't know what's going on. What are they talking about? That's one thing.
Yeah.
But the positive thing is you can make a conversation.
True.
You can make a conversation because you don't know. Simply you're gonna ask. And because you ask, the conversations start. Kan? Kalau kita tahu ya ngapain nanya gitu. Tapi karena kita tidak tahu, jadi kita bertanya dan dari situlah munculnya adanya percakapan. And then the second things that I feels the good things when I'm off from my social media, I feels like I know what's wrong with me.
Okay.
I know what's wrong with me. Sometimes we're only focusing to copying someone on social media, right? We're focusing like, I want to have the same gadget as he is. I want to go to the place that he went, like a very fancy cafe and something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not really the place that we want to, right?
True.
That's not really my thing actually. But because a lot of people go there in social media, I feel like I need to go there too, right?
FOMO.
Well, FOMO. But actually, when I'm off from social media, ada tempat-tempat yang kepikiran, jadi kepengen deh mengunjungi ke sana. Jadi,
Yes.
I know my problem, I know what I need, and I know what I want. This is really the things that I want, not the things that other people want me to.
Yeah.
Ya, jadi kayak lebih tahu apa yang kita mau, lebih tahu apa yang salah dari diri kita, lebih tahu sebenarnya aku itu sukanya apa sih terlepas dari keirian di sosial media itu. Nah itu jadi kayak the biggest things that I realize.
So after the full week for not touching any of your social media, then you came out wise. Seems like from your story.
Seems like not wise, but it feels good. I'm not going to say it feels amazing or have a wonderful feel. No, it feels good. I still not did it once in a while, but I still like maybe merasa bahwa terkadang nggak semuanya harus kita tiru di sosial media.
That is true.
Gitu.
That is true.
Kadang sekarang juga bukannya ngebatasi ya untuk ngelihat sosial media, kayaknya kalau gabut sekarang udah tahu pilihan lain yang lebih disukai daripada scrolling sosial media gitu. Like I watch a lot of comic, now I start to read a book.
What kind of book?
I love
Poems. Edgar Allan Poe, you know him?
No, Gibran something.
Oh, it's a local one.
The local one, Halil Gibran or something. And then ada beberapa pujangga yang filosofis puisinya.
Okay.
I love that one, and I start to reading it from now on. That's why, karena ya kalau dulu mungkin kalau lihat sosial media FOMO-nya apa kita berusaha ngikutin itu, tapi sekarang kayak lebih tahu diri sendiri aja sih.
Oh yeah.
Gitu. That's why I think maybe
being aware.
People should try it once in a while, like all from social media sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever? You're gonna consider it maybe in maybe like for days, like take a small step. One day without social media. But you still can use your WhatsApp. We're talking through WhatsApp. So I'm still chatting with my friends sometimes.
Yeah, well, for WhatsApp, I am not sure if I can get away from it.
Right, even though work right now using WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, because I'm still studying, and there are lots of things, information that being updated daily, and so I have to keep up with that.
Right.
But if you're talking about social media, like for entertainment purposes, maybe I would be able to do so in just a couple of days only. Yeah. Let alone I couldn't do it in a week.
I haven't done it in weeks.
A month.
That's the longest. Me without social media.
Because you know what? When I come and I meet up with my friends, what we talk, the topics that we are talking about are usually based on the viral contents that are swirling around the internet, and so if I do not watch those, I will be dead.
I agree with that, because what else are we going to talking about? Like people talking about a lot of things on social media, people talking about what's going on in our country, like all of that information based on social media sometimes. Like nowadays, social media is everything. No, social media already become our habit. Yeah, it's like breathing.
Some are even overstimulated by it, right?
Yeah. It's social media is just like eating, drinking. It's already happen every day.
Yeah.
Our daily activity, like the first thing that I did in the morning is touch my phone.
Me too.
The first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Is touch my phone. I try to looking the message like okay, this is important, this is not, I don't need to replay this one, I need to replay this one immediately, something like that. That's why maybe they already become our habit, right?
What do you call it if you are getting too attached to social media?
Yeah, it's aku mau bilang kecanduan, tapi kayaknya ekstrim banget. Apakah itu tidak terlalu ekstrim? Apakah itu real?
I think it's real. I think it's real. You have your meal and then you need to watch it, and then you have to open your social media, taking a picture, posting it instead of just go straight to eating your meal.
I thought me the only one. Like, I cannot eat without watching.
Me too.
I need to watch something.
Yeah.
I need to watch like either a podcast or maybe some mukbang or even read a comic or maybe just someone's story. I need to watch something.
Yeah, betul. Because we have this television.
Yeah.
It's a digital television.
Yeah.
But it's not enough. I prefer to go with social media, with videos on my phone, instead of what's provided on the TV.
Like, the funniest thing is, even though that I read a book, sometimes I also playing video games, I read a comic, I need a sound. So sometimes I open my laptop and just play whatever on YouTube, like podcast or someone vlog or just whatever variety show Korea, just whatever. I need something on my laptop and something's moving. But I'm still like, I'm reading my book, I'm reading my comic, I'm playing my video game, but the laptop's still on and it keeps playing something.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is called, but I think it's like guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But not really guilty pleasure, but it's like a distraction. Yes.
Like, even though before I go to bed, I need to hear something.
For example?
Like, like mostly I heard like podcast horror.
Yes.
Right?
Do you know Lentera Malam?
Yeah, I subscribe that on my YouTube. Like before I go to sleep, usually I charge my laptop, and then I keep it play until my laptop turn off.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just let your laptop runs by itself?
Yes, it's
until
gonna die, and then I go to sleep.
My God.
Because I hate to be too quiet. I hate to be too quiet. But I hate someone who, what is it? Ngorok, snoring? No, I hate that. But I don't like too quiet.
Okay.
I don't like
then
too quiet.
I suggest you to activate a horror sound.
Sometimes I also play like rain.
What is it?
Rain sound. Just rain sound. Sometimes I also do that.
So it's calming yourself.
It feels so good.
Okay.
Especially on the hot day. Sometimes waktu libur kan siang hari I do take a nap.
Okay.
I do take a nap, but to listen horror podcast, it's not really
the
good.
vibe.
The vibes. So I play a rain sound.
Okay, I see.
That's things about me. Like I think it's me the only one who need to keep watching something when I'm eating. Like, you do the same thing.
I do the same thing. Anything like reels, YouTube shorts, anything literally. And if I'm bored with one platform, I'll go to the other one and keep doing that over and over again until it lasted for hours.
Like, sometimes my parents mad at me because when I'm eating and then I watch some videos, it's gotta take take longer. Yeah, it's take longer. And then my parents gotta yell at me and then blah blah blah. But I keep watching it, but I'm speed up my meal.
So actually, what you enjoy is not the food, but the video.
That's why.
But I'm not sure if that is a good thing or a bad thing.
We need to make it less.
Kita lessen it up.
Menguranginya ya. Walaupun itu juga bukan hal buruk-buruk amat.
It's not a criminal things, but it will have a bad impact.
It's not that polite, especially when we're eating with someone else.
Yeah, that's definite.
Yeah, right. Especially when we're eating with someone else, it's not a polite way. But kadang kalau lagi makan sama orang lain aja bawaannya pengen scroll kan, dan itu mungkin jadi trigger yang kurang baik juga kan, karena waktu kita makan dengan orang lain harusnya kita kan ngehormatin orang lain juga kan. Gitu.
Yeah, well, we need to consider the table manner as well when we have eat out with friends, but it also depends. Realistically, when we eat with someone that are not really not so on the same frequency, so we tend to stay calm instead. So that's the point. What's important is that do not get too attached to social media. You can still have it for as much as you want to, but you need to know your limit and need to make sure that you have these selective filters for not being too impacted by social media. That's why maybe we can implement some of the good principles in the stoicism philosophy.
And maybe the addiction. It's a little bit dangerous.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I don't know. We already live with that. I mean, like for a long time. It may be gonna be worse for someone who born with social media. Like we know social media maybe when we're in high school.
Yep.
And something like that. But some of us who have in a younger generation.
Gen Alpha?
Yeah, they're born with social media. When
They
they're
are.
born, they already have social media. When they're a baby, they already have an Instagram account. Like, can you imagine
Yeah.
how they're gonna be? Like, we know social media from high school, but we're already this addictive.
Addicted, yes.
How about them? Like, they born with social media. They already have Instagram accounts since they're baby.
So it is now going back to the parents monitoring how they can monitor the use and frequency.
I think it's gonna be worse. Like our addicted to social media is already this bad, and the younger generation need more homework than we are.
Yep.
Yes.
So it is the challenge for them, the young generations, and also the parents as well. Especially the parents are new parents.
Ya. Oke. Nampaknya pembicaraan kita sudah panjang. Saatnya kita akan masuk ke segmen selanjutnya di mana kita akan membagikan beberapa vocabulary untuk Pesona Inspira. Jadi langsung aja, ini dia Learn with Pesona.
What's your new vocab today? Kosakata baru apa hari ini? Let's enriching our vocab. Perkaya kosakata baru hari ini bersama Learn with Pesona.
I can speak.
Oke, di segmen Learn with Pesona kita akan membagikan beberapa vocabulary yang mungkin berkaitan dengan topik kita hari ini. Mungkin Zulfa nih bisa mulai dulu dengan vocabulary-nya.
Okay, so first thing first, we have stoic.
Stoic.
What is it? So it's STOIC. The meaning is stoic, but contextually terkait dengan stoicisme, sebuah filosofi yang menekankan pengendalian diri, ketahanan dan hidup sesuai dengan alam.
Yes, we're already talking about stoic before. And then the second one
is balance.
Balance.
I'm sure you guys know this already.
Yes.
It's BALANCE.
Okay, balance.
Or keseimbangan.
Keseimbangan.
Can be in terms of anything.
Yeah, we need balance in our life.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Start from mind.
Okay,
so
mind.
MIND and then full FUL and ness.
Okay.
NESS. Atau kehadiran pikiran, di mana praktik untuk tetap sadar dan hadir di saat ini. Live in the present.
Oh, okay. Before I heard your definition, I think mindfulness almost similar with awareness, kesadaran diri gitu.
Yeah, but in the different context.
In the different context, right? Okay. The fourth, number 4.
Distraction. Oh, getting distracted by this and that, ABC. Okay, so distraction itu adalah gangguan.
Gangguan.
Ya, bukan gangguan kejiwaan
bukan,
tapi ya.
ada lain lagi buat gangguan kejiwaan.
Iya, betul. Jadi ini adalah sesuatu yang mengalihkan fokus atau perhatian seperti penggunaan media sosial yang berlebihan itu tadi.
Okay, and then number 5.
The last one from me is detox.
Detox.
Nah, kita kan pernah tadi udah kita sebutkan ya detox ya. So, detox itu dalam bahasa Indonesia adalah detoksifikasi atau proses beristirahat dari sesuatu seperti media sosial untuk menyegarkan dan membersihkan diri seperti yang tadi Iqbal sudah lakukan seminggu tanpa memegang social media sama sekali.
And then that's the longest time me without social media. I never did that again.
Such an achievement.
Yeah. But it's miserable at first. But lucky me, lumayan seminggu lah.
Good for you, yes. Cool.
Okay, and then vocabulary from me ada control.
Apaan tuh?
Ini kemampuan untuk mengelola reaksi dan keputusan ya. Terutama seringkali kita kan cuma bisa mengontrol diri sendiri ya. Seperti yang kita ucapkan tadi, kita tidak bisa mengontrol orang lain. Jadi fokus terhadap sesuatu hal yang bisa kita kontrol.
Yep.
And then number 7, emotion.
Emotion itu apa sih? Itu yang kayak membara-bara gitu atau gimana tuh? Jelasin tolong Kak.
Emosi. Jadi perasaan yang bisa dipengaruhi oleh banyak hal, termasuk salah satunya yang kayak kita lagi obrolin hari ini bisa dipengaruhi oleh sosial media yang diajarkan oleh stoicisme untuk dikelola.
Cool.
Jadi kayaknya ini hubungannya erat banget sama stoik tadi karena mengajarkan untuk kontrol juga.
Mengendalikan diri ya.
Betul. And then number 8 is perspective. kayaknya hampir sama ya di Indonesia juga perspektif.
Sama, itu kan kayak serapan ya.
Serapan ya, artinya ini cara pandang atau sikap terhadap sesuatu. Like we have a lot of POV, right?
POV, so point of views ya, if you wanna know.
Jadi mungkin itu juga bisa dipakai buat teman-teman Pesona Inspira, bisa pakai kata perspektif karena mirip sama bahasa Indonesia. Terus number 9, self discipline atau disiplin diri, artinya kemampuan untuk mengendalikan perilaku dan emosi seseorang. Have you have a good self discipline? If I'm the one who give that question, I don't think so. Like kita masih berusaha ya.
Yeah, we're trying. It's part of the growing up process.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying our best, even though we're not really good at it, but we're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying.
That's the point.
That's the point. The point is trying. Okay. And then the last one is intention, right?
Yep, intention.
Right. Niat atau keinginan atau komitmen mental untuk melakukan tindakan tertentu. Intention. Aku kemarin niatan untuk even though that at first I tried to avoiding social media for a month.
Okay.
At first, but I failed and then it turns out only a weeks. But kayaknya kalau sebulan bisa fresh banget ya otaknya kayaknya.
I'm not sure if you will be fresh or that you're going to miss so much things.
Yeah, even though it's only a week, I already miss a lot of things.
Nice.
Karena sekarang informasi berputarnya di sosial media.
Betul.
Itu deh. Jadi ada 10 kata-kata baru untuk Pesona Inspira bisa pelajari dari I Can Speak hari ini, dan seperti biasa karena kalau sudah membagikan kata-kata baru itu artinya I Can Speak episode hari ini harus berakhir. Thank you so much for Pesona Inspira who already listen to us. Thank you so much for Zulfa.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to having you here after.
Thank you.
When is your last time?
Couple of months ago.
A couple of months ago. Like I do remember, like even like 2 weeks ago, it's supposed to be you, right?
It was supposed, but I was busy, so tied up with my schedule.
Lucky me, you have a schedule today. Thank you so much to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Buat Pesona Inspira, terima kasih yang sudah mendengarkan. Jangan lupa untuk mendengarkan I Can Speak setiap hari Senin jam 12 tentunya, dengan tema-tema yang gak kalah menyenangkan dan seru lainnya. Saya Iqbal Santosa.
Saya Zulfa.
Kami pamit undur diri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.